6 a.m.
It's 6 a.m. where you live. I wonder if James has decided to join us, Chris.
James, he is always here.
Good morning, Chris. Good morning, champions. Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday morning. Um,
Let's go.
I apologize. I guess my YouTube channel decided to buffer and buffer and buffer. So the actual video didn't load till later. So for all my early morning riders, I know who you are because you actually reached out to me and said, I don't think your video's working yet. But it's there now, and we'll cover all that stuff today. So hope you guys are ready to rock and roll if you're joining us for the very first time. Then we hope you like what you see. And if so, get back in touch with the person that invited you here. Or if you are already in the onboarding process, so maybe you had a meeting with myself or Henry Stewart, and you are ready to take the next steps, then head on over to the new to onboarding and licensing. To the breakout room. It says SLS Onboarding and Licensing, where our incredible home office team is there to assist you every step of the way. But if you are an SL Sales Academy, you're in the right place. Hang out, wait for further instruction from Josh Villarreal, and we have numbers to review, folks. And it was a great day. Yesterday was a great day to have a great day for all of those that are pushing hard in President's Challenge. Kudos to you. If you put the activity in, keep putting the activity in. Joker's always in the deck. If you're putting the AP in, kudos to you, right? Keep it going. And if you're doing both, then you are on the right track. And who keeps us on the right track? Our ever faithful coaches who are there for us every step of the way. So we got to shout them out first. And we begin with the MMC, the More Money Crew, dropping 4,011 AP yesterday.
Way to go, More Money Crew, MMC.
And we had the HOD, the House of Diamonds. 12,181 AP. Way to go, HOD. I think today is going to be a great day in HOD. I see a lot of positive activity on the HOD side. Then we had those banksters, 23,600
bang, bang, bang.
AP. Way to go, bankster. Solid day on the day yesterday. And then we move to every day. Can't be a record-shattering day, but still a very strong performance from the ROS region
West
of Steel, 27,000.
Go West, young man. Go West.
Way to make it happen there. But, folks, there can only be one champion.
Let's go.
One.
Back with a strong Tuesday. 44,680 AP to be exact. Make some noise for those wild cards.
Let's go, Walkers!
Good job.
Not what we do is who we are.
Let's go.
Come on, Matthew.
Boom. There you have it. How did we have a good day? Many of you all did it with activity. And if you did your 5 hours, that's our floor, right? That's never the goal. Don't make your goal 5 hours. Make that your floor. So your goal is 6, 7, 8 hours. And for everybody that achieved that 5-hour floor, kudos to you. Pat yourselves on the back. That is the key. But on a President's Challenge week, you really need to push yourself to 6, right? You want to put yourself on pace to get that 30 hours of talk time. That's so, so critical, especially in the Ultimate Challenge, or excuse me, the President's Challenge week. So again, shout out to all of you that did over 5, but really kudos to everybody that was over 6. But we'll be here all day if I shout everybody out, so we can only highlight the top performers in the talk time category. And we begin with Gamaliel Hernandez, and Gam had 6 hours, 31 minutes. Way to go.
Way to go, boy.
Then we had
Let's go, Gam!
Juan Gayton, 6 hours, 38 minutes. Very efficient.
Let's go, Juan!
The day yesterday.
Juan.
One. There can only be one.
Wow, this is very impressive. A very efficient day. Omari, I got to know your secrets. For Omari McClendon, he kept some folks on the phone. 6 hours, 43 minutes. Great day.
Omari!
That's the talk show host. Omari.
Nice job, Amari.
Let's go.
That's impressive. Then we had This young lady put some activity in yesterday and made it happen. NEORC for Monica Henderson, 6 hours, 40.
All
All right,
right,
Monica.
Monica.
Yeah,
Way
Monica.
to go, Monica.
So, Monica. Then we had Langston Richardson, 6 hours and 50 minutes for
Langston Hughes.
Go,
Right,
Langston.
Langston.
Yeah.
And then Rory, we had 5 over 7 hours on the
Woohoo!
day. So
Woohoo!
some outstanding talk time performances. He had one on a Monday. He's having it again on a Tuesday. 7 hours and 1 minute for Max Miller.
Let's go,
Right,
Max
Max the
Miller.
Max.
Max, good
Max.
job.
Max the Max.
Miller.
Then we had with 7 hours and 7 minutes, also a very efficient day for Rohi Sama with 7 hours, 7 minutes of talk time. Way to
Rohi.
Job, yeah.
Right.
Then we had Anita McKinney coming in strong, 7 hours and 8 minutes.
All
for
right, Miss Anita. I
Oh,
see
thank
ya.
y'all.
I
Thank
see
you.
ya.
Hold on.
Then we jump over 7.5, and this young lady made it happen yesterday. 7
Jump,
hours, 38 minutes for Elizabeth Mency. Way to go.
All
Don't
right.
she make you wanna
Elizabeth.
jump,
Let's
jump?
Elizabeth.
But, ladies and gents, there can only be one talk time champion. She says she was working on some biceps and stuff yesterday, too, being all humble with it, but still a
Nonchalant.
very impressive day for the Energizer Buddy. 7 hours and 56
Nanu, Nanu.
Chris Reese.
Nanu.
Way
All right, Chris.
Nanu,
Good job,
Nanu.
Chris.
The alien.
And we move to everybody's favorite category, the AP category. And we had quite a few folks. I didn't actually count it today, right? Over 2,000. We had a ton of folks over 1,000 AP. So again, if you got a sale of any size yesterday, congratulations. If you got a sale of any size and you got your talk time, that's the goal. The goal is to be consistent day in and day out. So great job on the consistency. But when we give morning shout outs, we got to draw the line somewhere. So we draw the line at the SAD Club. And the SAD Club is SAD string in a day because you're anything but sad. You're overjoyed that you got string in a day, which is the new SLS Way. It was very interesting. There was nobody in the 2,500 to 3,000 group. Everybody just ran it up straight to 3,000 and up. So we begin. Unless Rory's going to make me do what I figured he was going to make me do.
Well,
Where do I draw the line? I mean,
you don't know where to draw the line. If you go down to James, if you go down to oh my gosh, if you go down to Gamalier at 25, if you go down to Gamalier at 24.95, then you'd have to go down to Jose Garcia at 24.76. Then you'd have to go down to Chris Reese at 24.45. Then you'd have to get down to Mike Carruthers at 24.37. Then you'd have to go down to Latoya Crochette at 24.37. So where do you stop?
yeah, I just don't
Right
think
down the line.
They all had a pretty nice
kudos
day, though.
to all of those 2,400 AP performances, especially the Triple Crowns over there. A lot of y'all had the activity. So you got a special shout out from Rory there for being 100 AP or less shy of it. But we jump right up to 3K.
Hey, James, Mark Dunny is probably going to call me for not mentioning his name at 23.72. And then Samuel LeGray he'd be upset too, 23.50. Anyhow, go, James. Go ahead. I'm getting carried away here.
It was a good day, is the point. And so many folks over 2,000, so many folks over 2,300, so many folks over 2,400. But we jump right up when we technically draw the line for the SAD Club. The first person is actually at 3,158 AP, believe it or not. She's no stranger to putting up big numbers, though. Beverly Williams, 3,158 AP. Way to
B-Dub.
go.
Nice,
Beverly
Beverly.
Go,
Dub.
B.
Queen Bee, James.
Queen Bee herself. Then
Get
we
busy with it.
had Kelly Marsh coming in with 3,356 AP on the day.
Is that a
Way
marsh landing?
to go, Kelly.
Let's
Then
go.
we had Stefan Perkins coming in 3,410 AP, 100%.
That my dog right there.
Let's go, Stefan.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Way to go, Stefan. JT Black Lightning Jessica Trim putting up 5 hours of talk time, so you know she's putting up a 3,427 AP. Way to go, Jessica. Fantastic day. Then we had another OG vet. Jessica's been here since 2022. Emma Daniels been here since 2019, dropping 3,478 AP. Way to go, Emma.
Let's go, Emma.
Also from 2019, and it sounds like he's got some folks on his tail. Ring the bell for Josh Bell, 3,498 AP on the day.
Ding, 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 ding.
Just
Looks
Josh,
shy
nice.
Looks
of 10,000 through 2 days, 91% e-check Social Security billing.
Good God.
Josh Bell.
Go, homie.
like Josh is on a mission this week, James.
He gator hunting. He out
I
there
heard
gator hunting.
the rumor was
Yes, he
20K.
is.
So then, and he's on pace for that, 10K through 2 days. Then we had Shannon and Maya also on a mission, 3,648 AP for Shannon, 90% e-check Social Security billing week to date of her 5,300. So way to go, Shannon.
Nice, Shannon.
Big money.
Then we had in the 4K, quite a few folks over 4,000 on the day. We get back to that April start date, Rory. April was a big month, April 1st to be exact. Tina Polivka, over 5 hours, over 4,240 AP, over 6,300 week to date, and 100% e-check Social Security billing week to date. That is a triple crown and an impressive week through 2 days. Way to go, Tina. Great.
Way to go, T.
Good
There.
job.
Nice job,
Another
Tina.
triple crown.
She actually just started May 1st, James.
That's what I said.
Tina. Okay.
I was saying,
My
look at all
sister's
these
birthday.
this May class just putting it on. Because we
Wow.
got another May class starter, May 12th. So a few days later, another triple crown for Rohi Sama with 7 hours, 7 minutes, 4,283 AP, and 100% e-check Social Security billing. Rohi with a fantastic day, especially
Great day.
Social
Rohi.
Security billing percentage. Way to go. Then we had another triple crown. We got a run of triple crowns here when we had Max Miller, over 7 hours, 4,547 AP on the day.
Great job, Maximilian.
Over 6,000 week to date. And week to date is at 80% e-check Social Security billing. Way to go, Max.
Good job, Max.
Good job, Max.
Go,
I said
Max.
earlier, he had an efficient day yesterday. And I feel like Omar's been here forever. But he just started March 17th this year. 6 hours, 43 minutes, 4,618 AP on the day, 6,800 week to date. And of that 6,800 week to date, 94% e-check Social Security billing. Way to go, Omari. Fantastic.
Nice job, Omari. Woohoo!
Omar.
Thank
Let's
you. Thank
go,
you.
On that
Omari,
wild
let's
boy.
go.
Thank you.
On that wild
Thank
boy.
you.
Then we go back to the May 1st. It was a good day, Rory, because
Yes.
May 1st, not only did we meet Tina, but we met France Mason. Over 6 hours, 5,180 on the day, 78% e-check Social Security billing. Another triple.
Let's
crown.
go, friends.
That's
Go,
my girl.
France.
Let's go,
Go,
France.
France.
Miss Mason.
Francois. Let's go.
France just keeps getting stronger and stronger, I noticed, James.
Absolutely. She's staying plugged in, doing what she needs to do, making it happen. But, ladies and gents, boys and girls of all ages, there can only be one champion. She's no stranger to the top of the leaderboard. 6 hours, 19 minutes, 6,195 AP on the day, 8,566 AP week to date. Of that 8,500, 72% still e-check Social Security billing. Give it up for your agent of the day. And I thought, I said this yesterday, and Matt actually corrected me. I thought she'd been here well over a year, but she has not yet hit her 1 year from August of 2025. India facing.
Oh,
Make some
oh,
noise
my bad.
for India.
India. My bad.
India, good job.
You tricked
Good
me.
job,
You
India.
tricked me.
Thank you.
Good job, India. Proud of you.
Fantastic day, India. Like I said, I feel like I've known you forever. But
Thank you.
if you could please share just a little bit about your day and your week so far, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah, so always shout out to my coaches. Definitely can't have really done any of it overall without them. But I mean, yesterday specifically, I did come in stating that I was going to make up for Monday because I feel like I wasn't able to push as much as I wanted to. So I mentally told myself that I wanted to hit 5,000 yesterday. And I noticed that whenever I do that, it happened, so it's all in the mindset as well. But my first client, he called in and he basically stated that he didn't have any coverage, and that he didn't really even have any family to leave it to. So I had to kind of like, dive in to figure out if this was like an emergency, why he wanted it. He just was, stating that he's just getting older and he wanted to make sure that he's still taken care of. So we were able to get him covered. And after him, I had a live call that came in for a couple. And she was stating that she did have insurance, but they took out so much loans on it and they couldn't pay it back that they know that they needed to get another policy. And so just kind of like went over the benefits of a whole life and everything. And we were able to get her and her husband insured yesterday. And then the last sale was a rewrite, but that one, it was she pretty much didn't get approved for Pioneer last week. So I just had to go ahead and get approved for Transamerica. But that was my day.
Oh,
James,
what
you're
a
on mute.
day.
Way
Let's go.
to go.
Way to
Good
go,
job.
India.
India.
Thank you.
Whoop, whoop.
Still on mute, James.
Oh, no wonder that not a lot of people made some
Straight
noise.
fire facing.
Yeah.
I
job,
don't know who muted me anyways. Great job, India. Great day, India. And you heard what India said at the beginning, which was she put it out in the atmosphere. She stated it. She said it publicly that she was going to make yesterday a great day because Monday wasn't for her, right? And so all of you all can do that today. So I just want to put that out there. What I talked about in my 5 a.m. video, just a reminder, it's President's Challenge. But when I look at the dials and the talk time, sometimes some of us get a little commission breathy. So friendly reminder that these people are 76 and uninsured for a reason, 68 and uninsured for a reason, right? And so they are not going to answer the phone and just be like, oh, I'm so grateful you're the insurance person. And you should not be answering the phone saying, so you requested some information on some life insurance. Don't do that just because it's President's Challenge, just because you're pushing. Don't get commission breath. Trust the process, trust the system, and understand that no one is going to buy insurance from you until they know I can trust you. And you have to find the reason and the value there. And it's almost always love, and it's almost always the family. So that was my reminder this morning. So I just wanted to give you that real quick here, is that if you can sell yourself and get the clients to buy you first, then your day is going to be so much easier. But we got a lot to cover today. So without further ado, take yourselves off and mute and make some noise. Welcome to the stage, Henry Stewart.
Let's go, Henry. Let's go.
Henry, good morning to you, sir. Good morning. We salute you, Mr. Henry.
Good morning, Henry.
Thank you so much. Good morning and welcome again to the Breakfast Club call. Make some more noise if you're excited because today is going to be the biggest day you've had in the history of
Thank you,
sales.
Let's make it
happen.
Yes, sir.
Today's
I
the
love
day.
your background. That's cool.
Thank you. This is from the
Henry, I have a comment before you get started.
Please comment away.
I agree, by the your background does look amazing. It looks like an autumn swag. Perfect. I was thinking, Henry, at some point before you turn them over to the phones, maybe not now, maybe right before you're done, we do some sort of coaches challenge just for the day. In other words, all the agents get to participate in the president's challenge, but I thought it might be fun to have a coaches challenge day. And I can show you how it works, but maybe it will wait right till the end when you're done.
Sounds like a plan. Do you want to do it now or later?
Well, what do you want? Okay, well, we can do it now. It's going to be because I wanted to do it now rather than at the coaches meeting because I wanted to get the agents on each team involved. And the way it would work, we would pick each team and we pick a pretty decent level. Okay. What, Henry?
I'm listening. I was saying.
Yeah, the way we would do it, we'd go to each one of the teams and we pick a level, a pretty decent level. And if they hit that level, each coach on that team would get $50. Then we'd pick a higher level. And if each team, if they hit that level, each coach on the team would get $100. So I thought it'd be fun to do it with the agents here involved so they could all be pushing to either that first level or that second level to get their coaches a little money in their pocket today. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
And so, I thought a good way to do it is let each coach or let the main spokesperson for each team come off mute and give the two levels. Now we could, if they say $3,000 or something like that, naturally we're gonna nix the level and make it higher. But I thought it'd be something a little bit different, a little bit fun. So which coach wants to go first? Or do you want to call them out, Henry, or should we just let them come off and go as they please?
We'll let them come off. And one last question. So this is total production we're aiming for.
Total team production.
Got it.
And they can say the first level, the $50 level, whatever that is, then they can say the $100 level. But you have the right as president of sales to knock that number up a little bit or down a little bit on what's reasonable.
Understood. All right. Who wants to go first? I'll tell you what, I'll call them down and make it easy. And I'm operating off of, I'm at limited visual capacity here, so I don't see using the participants, James. So if you could help me by looking at the participants and call whichever captain you want to take first. And
go by hand raising or just?
I know you can just look and see who's present and accounted for it at the moment. Make sure somebody hasn't stepped away from their device for a moment.
Go, Eric. You know we got your back. Go.
I see Eric and Matt are the only two with camera on.
All right.
Let's let Eric go first.
Oh, do we got to go something? I'm sorry, because I left audio for 1 second. Sorry. Do I need to do something?
You will in just a moment. You will in just a moment. So we'll start with it. Listening to Eric, and you'll see where this is going. So, coaches, what you're listening for is we're going to set two levels. It's going to be a coach's challenge. So based on your team, we're going to set a goal and a stretch goal. If you hit the goal, each coach on the team will receive $50. If you hit the stretch goal, each coach on the team will receive $100. We're letting you set your own goal, but it has to be approved by myself and the executive team. So Eric's going to go first. Eric, what is your goal and your stretch goal for the day?
35, stretch goal 40.
35.
I like it.
I find that acceptable. Approved.
Is there anybody here from Region of Steel? Is there anybody on the line? Any agents here from Region of
Every morning, West Side?
Yeah.
Can we hit the 35,000 goal for the day?
Oh, he's always got our back,
Mr.
Rory. So we got his back. We're gonna hit it for him.
Or can we hit
Tina there too?
Or can we hit the 40,000?
Oh, we're gonna knock it out of the park for him today.
We hit that 40 on Monday already, so
Monday's over though. Good. Who's going next?
Run it back.
All right. Next up, I heard Matt Campana's voice. Matt, do you know the assignment for the day?
In terms of, yes, I do.
All right. So what goal would you like to set for your team, and what stretch goal?
Our stretch goal is going to be our record of 70K. Our goal is going to be 60K. And our floor is going to be 45,000.
All righty, we like it. So we've got a goal of 60. And if you hit that goal, all of the coaches on the wild cards, in addition to having a great day and a big boost to their commission check, they're going to get an extra $50 in their pocket cash if you hit that stretch goal of 70, which the momentum and the firepower is there. Yes, sir.
Henry, I feel some compassion this morning.
Okay.
Matt's goal of 60 and 70. I'd like to, I think they can hit that, but I'd like to pay them at 50. I'd like to pay those three darn coaches at 50. Let's make it easier on them. 50. At 50, they each get $50. And instead of 70, let's make it, to get $100, let's make it 60. I still like them to shoot for Matt's goal, but I'd like to pay them at a lower goal.
So it is written, so let it be done. The wild cards. But the only question now is, will the team support this mission? Are there any wild cards within earshot of this goal that
Man,
will take
always
their
here,
place?
Mr. Henry. Always here.
Matt, we got
Look,
you.
we got
We
you,
got you.
Matt, Marquis, Nathan. Yes, got you all.
You got a little secret. Go ahead, Bray.
No, I was just going to say, I think, Matt, in order to do that, we need all of those new agents to show up and get on the phone today. All those agents in the academy need to hop over, get on the phone. What do you think?
I agree. And we have a game plan today. So I'm excited to see what the results will be.
It's a good point about SLS Academy. We've noticed some agents are great at attending SLS Academy because you get to sit there and listen. Then when it's time to get on the phones, they get missing. And that is not the plan. Everybody's going to be afraid to get on the phones. That's the way that it is. Everybody's got their first day and their first week on the phones, but you can't leave without getting, especially without trying. So if you go to SLS Academy, by all means, get the education, get the information. When the coach shows up and says, follow me, there should not be people disappearing. When the coach says, follow me, that means follow them. You go over, and then when you get over where the coaches are, there shouldn't be, 10 people follow the coach and 2 people get on the phones and everybody else sitting there biting their nails. That shouldn't be. You get on, the worst thing you can do is fail. Right? That's the worst thing you can do. And it's great because I'd rather you try and fail than not try at all, because you do get better and better. If not, you're not going to make it. So everybody that's in SLS Academy, I don't care if you got one product's better than no products. You take what you have. If you got 2 products and you're waiting on 3 and 4, great. When you get 3 and 4 products, that just gives you more options. But if you have SLS Connects, that means you have enough products to be functional. So I'm probably going to peek my head into SLS Academy, get a feel for how many people are there, and then anybody with SLS Connects, if this is what you do, if you've got SLS Connects and SLS is what you do, you go from SLS Academy to the VCC to the phone, right? Of course you do. If you do that, you're going to have string of the day. You might have a $14,000 lay like Mallory, who knows? But you will help these coaches to achieve their goals. James, who's the next coach that you see bright-eyed and bushy-tailed? And we'll take any representative of the team.
I'm here.
Is that Rihanna?
It sure is. So Banksters, we will do 35 for the 50 and 40 for the 100.
Out.
Let's go.
Hold on 1 second. It's a little low.
I need to move some people off my roster, Henry. I talked to Jennifer. I have 8 that I need to take off that I just did not get to the email last night. You can set it, Henry. You can set it. Banksters are gonna do it. You said it.
Everybody's in the same boat when it comes to rosters. I don't have roster discussions in my national forum.
It's okay.
I'll take a 40-45.
We got it. We'll take it.
I'll take a 40-45 under the circumstances. All righty. Are there any banksters here who will support this mission?
We support it. Yes,
Let's go.
We're ready.
All things through Christ, the strengthens
Guys, I
us.
can't wait until I'm done with everything so I can get started and get this thing here going.
So it is written, so let it be done. All coaches get $50 at the $40,000 level. 45 is 100. Who's up next? We got Eric, we got Matt, we got Rihanna. We're looking for a representative from the House of Diamonds.
I'll go next.
Is that Brandon?
Yes, sir, it is.
Brandon, what are you thinking, sir?
I'm thinking, I was a little bit under the weather these last 2 days. I'm feeling much better this morning. I'm thinking 25 to 35.
I'm gonna go 25 and 30.
I was thinking the same thing, Henry. 25 and 30.
All right, very good. So 25, we got 50 and 100 for all the coaches on the House of Diamonds. So we've got, am I missing somebody here? We got Eric, we got Matt, we got Random.
Do the Diamonds think they can pull that off, Henry?
I don't know. Do we have any diamonds in the house?
Yes, we do.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
we
we
definitely
do.
gonna get it
Let's go.
done.
20
Oh,
Yes.
HOG.
Let's go.
Ye better lay low. Come on.
I'd say if you don't like your coach, don't work very hard today.
Well,
I would agree. Is Mark Donahue here by any chance? I'm just curious. All right, guys, gonna let him in the game. He's gonna let him in the game. All right.
What about Vioria's team?
Don't forget the MMC.
MMC. Do we have Vioria in the house?
I'm here.
Vioria, would you like to enter your bid
5 and 10.
to 5 and 10?
Yeah, I'm joking. It was a joke. 15 and
15 and what now?
25.
I'm gonna downsize you just a little bit, Vioria, for contest purposes. So you
there's
got
only like 10 agents there, Henry. You got to go like 12-5, 12-5 for the goal, and 15 for the stretch goal.
Now if I look at everybody else's numbers, Roy, a case could be made for 7,510 with that 10-person team. If I look at the PPA for the others, it's up to you though.
Okay, 7,510. Does that make sense, Vioria?
Yes, sir. We'll get it.
Still go for what you said. Is there anybody here on MMC that feels they can hit that goal to help Vioria out?
We are going to do it.
They
We're
can
going
do
to
it.
do it.
Let's go, guys.
Yes, we're going to do it.
Yes.
All righty, so 7,500 in annualized premium, $50 extra in addition to your commission boost and all the wonderful things that you do. I think I just noticed that I'm looking at Stephanie Moore's forehead, which means that Vioria is actually influencing her entire team, Rory, to go forehead only. It's becoming a trend. But we've got 7,500 and 10,000. Everybody's off to the races. Congratulations, teams! Make some noise if you're excited because you're like, you know what? I've been trying. What do you give to the person that has it all? I've been trying to think of a nice gift to give to my coach, and now through my effort, the more I sell, the more I can help my coach. Let me go ahead and get stringing today because the more people that get stringing today, plus the easier this goal is going to be, and I'm going to help my coach. Make some noise if those sentiments apply to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Me.
yes,
Let's
yes,
go. Me.
yes,
Let's
yes,
go.
yes.
I'll take the challenge.
Do it.
This is an exciting day. Everybody's having breakout days, having teams with breakout days. And so it's making the agency's totals get higher and higher and higher. And we are looking forward to today. I think today is going to be a record day. And to give you some inspiration to do that, you might want to talk to Rory and myself because today is the fireside chat. When you have the President's Challenge Week, it's also fireside chat week. For those of you that are new to the agency, which many of you are, just got here in May, just got here in June, you may not have seen a fireside chat yet. But many, many years ago, back in the 30s, which seems like ages ago, actually 1933 is almost 100 years ago in just a few short years. But there was a president, his name was FDR. He had something called the New Deal that he was talking to the United States about. And he had something he called radio chats. Radio was a relatively new form of communication back there. And Americans would sit around the radio and just listen because TV didn't exist, and most people didn't have TVs back when they first came out, but they did have radios. So the president would talk about the comings and goings in the country, give updates on World War II, talk about post-depression news and things of that nature. And it was a very conversational style. A CBS broadcaster said, these are like fireside chats, like sitting by the fireside, just listening. So we emulated that style of the fireside chat, where Rory, as the CEO and president of the company, and me as the president of sales and marketing, get together with you as the agents and just chat about life, the business, whatever you want to talk about. And typically, agents will ask us questions related to how they can achieve different levels of success. Sometimes they're curious about our mindset. Sometimes they're curious about our past, our careers, our resumes, how we navigate life as family men and husbands, and all this other good stuff. So if you have any question related to how can you enhance your business through our knowledge of how we have enhanced our business, feel free to ask. You can you can put your question out there, and what Rory and I normally do is once we hear the question, we figure out, is that something that one of us is prepared to answer, both of us are prepared to answer, but one way or another you will get an answer. So is there anyone that has brought their curiosity to the meeting this morning and would like to direct a question for answering? And you can raise your virtual hand. We'll be on the lookout for you. And if everybody is shy this morning, which happens from time to time, we always have a topic of choice that we can discuss. So I see one hand raised, and that's Tasha Hill. Tasha Hill, the floor is yours.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tasha.
I wanted to know, how do you guys handle your home life, your personal life when things are going on, and your business, like to keep the business going? Like, how do you maintain that?
Very good question. So in other words, sometimes life is lifing, and you're like, I got a business to run, but I got this personal stuff going on. How do you manage both? That's the question?
Yes.
All righty. I'm going to give, if Rory wants to take a crack at it, I'll give him a crack at it, and I'll throw my 2 cents in afterwards.
I'd let you go and take this one, Henry.
All righty. Rory's letting me take this one because he knows this is something that was I guess in my early career, definitely impacted me, and it continues to impact me to this day because, you can reach a level of financial success. But just because you have financial success, it doesn't mean your parents stop getting older. Doesn't mean your kids stop getting older. It doesn't mean you're promised magical good health. It doesn't mean that you're promised, no challenges in your relationship. Money can make things better, but life happens to everybody. So what you have to learn how to do is how to compartmentalize. People hear this word and we know intellectually, well, I gotta put stuff in boxes, but you really have to learn to apply this. So a couple things to keep in mind when life seems like it's getting in the way. I can't be successful because I got all this personal stuff going on. Let me give you a couple of tips when it comes to that. Here's the first one. Some people have jobs that they can't afford to do that. They can't afford to let their personal life encroach on their professional life because it would cost them their own life and it could cost the lives of others. Think about some jobs that fall into that category because we can take a lesson from the professionals that are in those different careers. For instance, can you be a firefighter in the midst of a blazing inferno? Your job is to go in and get yourself out alive and then also get 2 or 3 people that might be trapped in there alive. But you're distracted by the argument that you had with your significant other that morning. Can you do that? Nope. Because if you do, you might not make it out or the people might not make it out. Can you be a doctor in the midst of a heart surgery and you need laser focus to make sure that your patient comes out alive and you don't get sued, but you're distracted because you're concerned because you went to the doctor and they had a test and they said, hey, we don't have the results for a couple of weeks. We'll have to get back to you. Nope. You got to be laser focused on the task. You can't, it doesn't matter. Your personal feelings, I'm feeling some type of way. Doesn't matter. You have to have the ability to focus on the task at hand. As a professional salesperson, you might think, well, the consequences aren't that dire. Lives aren't on the line, but they are. Lives are on the line in a different way. Because one thing to remember is that whatever you've got going on, whatever personal challenges, whatever bill is haunting you at night, whatever argument, whatever, sometimes you're in a relationship and you're like, man, is this going to end in divorce? Are me and my girlfriend or my boyfriend or my significant other, are we going to break up? Sometimes it's the kids. My kids getting in trouble. They're getting older. They need counseling. Maybe they've gotten into legal troubles. There's a court case pending. Whatever is going on, 9 times out of 10, you will need money to fight that problem. And if you don't have money to fight that problem, you'll need money to make that problem better. 9 times out of 10. Counseling costs money. Court costs money. If you're getting ready to break up and you're moving out or they're moving out, that's going to cost money. If you got an argument, it's all going to cost money. So when you cut your money off, any problem you have is going to get worse. So one of the first things to remember is the dumbest thing we can do when life is lifing is enter that challenge less financially prepared. So making more money typically is going to bring you closer to a solution to any problem that you have. That's the first thing to remember. The other thing to remember is when things have the ability to bring you down on a personal level, so they're weighing down on you psychologically, it is important that you address those things at times of the day that don't cost you money. So what this often means is if there's a stressor in your life, so you're at odds with whatever this negative thing is, the time to have that discussion, argument, whatever you got is not 6 o'clock in the morning where you mess your head up, watch those mute buttons, mess your head up psychologically, drag that drama into your day, and then don't have success. Whatever stressor you have, whatever person, whatever individual, you deal with that at the end of your day. So if there's not, sometimes hey, I'm about to have a knockdown, drag out fight. You ever had one of those where it's like, this conversation is not going to go well with my significant other or with my kids or whatever, but it's a conversation that needs to be had. Emotionally, I want to deal with this right now. Right? I want to stop right in the middle of the day and hash this out. Bad idea. Make your money and then deal with that at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, whatever that conversation is. This is something else that's very important. Now, when you do push that stress point, whatever it is, the fight with mom, whatever you're getting ready to do, when you do push that to 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, you also can't obsess about it all day. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that. They're going to say this. I can't believe they did that. I'm still mad about something that happened in 1982. Once you push that stressor to the end of your day, you can't think about it. Just like the doctor, just like the firefighter, just like the law enforcement officer, you've got to be laser focused on your task and then deal with it at the end. We also have to have a very, very good understanding of what things can I control and what things are things I can't do anything about it anyway. A lot of us put weight on ourselves, mentally, physically, and psychologically, over things we can't do anything about. So we stress and we obsess and I'm going to fix it. It's totally out of your control. Many times we're worried about things that other people do, right? So number one, look at your life and look at the things that are causing personal problems for you and put them in categories. This really is my problem. I'm going to keep this one. That's none of my business. I'm not even going to worry about that one. This is not my problem. Why am I all worked up over my sister's relationship? I've got myself all worked up. I'm all in the middle of it. I can't fix that. I can't make my sister and her boyfriend reconcile. They are adults. That's not my problem. Take that off my plate. The things that are on your plate, you have to figure out what can you actually do about those. Okay, my sugar is out of control and it's making me sick. I can do something about that. I can eat less sugar. I can take my medicine. I can fix that. Find the things that are fixable. Take care of those. The things that aren't, take them off of your plate. Other things to keep in mind when you've got a lot of personal stuff that's going on that you're trying to manage. Look at, is there anything when you're thinking to yourself, well, can I do something about this? Identify the things that actually have identifiable solutions. Sometimes we are the problem. You ever had that happen? It's like, you know what? I'm all stressed out about this. There is something I can do about it, and I'm the person that's causing it. Here's an example. I'm always tired. I'm so worn out, but we go to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, I go to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning because I like to watch TV. Stop watching TV. TV doesn't make you money, right? TV doesn't help you. You may need to go to bed earlier or wake up earlier. That can end up solving a lot of your problems. A couple of final points when it comes to, man, I got this personal stuff going on. It's affecting my professional life. How do I manage all these things? Every day, you're going to be confronted with choices, right? Choices professionally, personally, just things you have to do. Each choice is going to bring you closer to your goal or it's going to push you further away from your goal. All throughout your day, you're making choices. In these micro choices, choose the thing that's going to help you. Of this choice presents itself, and you're like, you know what? I'm stressed out. I got these personal problems. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to scroll through social media because this is going to de-escalate me, and I just need to get away from my problems. Next thing you know, you've been scrolling for 2 hours because you're looking for a dopamine fix, and you're further away from your goal. Don't make things that push you further and further away from your goal. Focus on something bigger than your problem. There's an old expression, there's more happiness in giving than receiving. Anybody ever heard that expression? So when you're feeling down, you're focused on yourself. You're kind of in a selfish mode. You want to get into a selfless mode. There's more happiness in giving than receiving. So if you focus on helping your client to get their family in place financially, and by focusing on them getting their family financially solid, you make your own family financially solid. Focusing on that as your bigger vision is going to be more important than obsessing over all the bad things that are happening in your life. Because if you sit there and wallow in pity and sadness, you're just going to make your situation worse. That's where the expression smile while you dial comes from. No matter what's going on in your world, no matter what you're facing, step into it with a positive, solution-oriented mindset, and it's going to make the now better. And by making the now better, it's going to make the future better. It's going to create financial space. It's going to create a war chest, if you will. And then you use that war chest, now that you didn't let your life fall apart, you use that war chest to address the actual problem. Problems with your relationship, and you need to go to Jamaica and work it out? Well, now you got money to do it. Problems with the kids, and you need to pay for counseling, and you want to do it out of pocket, because if you go through the insurance, you don't want your kid to get labeled with psychological issues. You're like, I don't want to do that, so I need to handle this counseling off the books. You got the money to do it. You got a situation where you need some you got health problems and you know it, you can go get health insurance so you can have it addressed. Got a situation where your parents need to live with you or need to move to a nursing home or whatever, you got money to address it. But if you let life overcome you, whatever problem you have is just going to get worse. So the solution is never, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to shut down my money and deal with this personal issue. It's never the answer. The answer is always make more money to build the war chest to deal with it. Yes, some things can't be put off because they're urgent. You can't put them off for weeks or months, but push them to the end of the day, end of the week, end of the month. So some problems push to the end of the day. If it's major, make your money all week. Fight that battle on Saturday. Fight that battle on Sunday. But don't fight battles during prime money making time because it's just going to make things worse. Tasha, did that help you? Did anything you hear help you at all? Make sense?
Yep.
Good. Any other questions for us? Okay. Monica, you waving at us?
Yes, I'm waving at you. Okay, so thank you guys. I love y'all so much. So, especially Rory, my daughter just loves you. Every time she hears your voice, she's like, "Who is that?" I said, "That's the owner of the company. He's so sweet. You can just hug him." Ooh, okay. But anyhow, what are the top 3 habits of agents consistently writing 20,000 a week?
Top 3 habits. Rory by what? If Rory wants to grab it, I'll grab it when he's finished.
Top 3 habits. One would be great work ethic. What's another one, Henry?
Another one is studious. So these are people who they watch SLSU a lot. They come to meetings, they come to trainings, and I'll give you a third is being coachable. So you got to have work ethic, studious, coachable, and this is a tough one because many, for example, do you mind if I use you an example, Monica? How I would turn you personally into a 20K producer? So you're great because the work ethic indisputable, right? So you got that down pat. You got the talk time. And when it comes to a coachable attitude, meaning I never get a report that Monica actively bucks the system. None of your coaches ever say that. One thing I do want you to work on, and this is something that a lot of people in your category need to work on as well, is 2 things. The first one is more discernment on when your time is being wasted. You spend a lot of time, but I want you to have more discernment on when your time is being wasted. Because I'm sure you look at days sometimes, because I do it. And I listen to some of your recordings, and you'll say, man, I was on the phone 7, 8 hours. How did I end up with $1,000 of AP? What was going on? If you go back and listen to those calls, what you'll find, like one sticks out in my mind where this guy, and it was great. It was a great call, but the guy lived like he said he was living in a hotel. You remember that one? And it was a big one. It was like $400 a month is what the guy was saying that he wanted. And so we're listening, and he's like, "Yeah, I love my family. I'm going to do this for you 400. Only problem is I'm living in a hotel right now." So he was in like a some one of those, you know what I'm talking about, like a. So now let's think about it. If this guy doesn't have a house, he might say yes to that $400 a month premium. But even if he did say yes, and it's going to be a D1P, we know that when that D1P comes around, what's probably going to happen, right? So when we hear that type of stuff, or sometimes you're such a good closer, I'll hear you fighting that battle, with that client, like, "Oh, come on, Miss Jones, I know you can afford this premium." But all of us need to, at some point, a little kind of deeper into not at the beginning, but kind of deeper into the conversation. Miss Monica, let me ask you a question. On a scale of 1 to 10, if 1 is the lowest, meaning I don't really care about insurance and I'm mad at my family anyway. I don't care what happens to me. That's 1. If 10 is I really love my family and I'd be devastated if something happened to me and they had to strip their savings account and take money from my grandkids to put me in the ground, I couldn't even live with myself. Are you closer to 1 or closer to 10? Oh, closer to 10. What would you score? What score would you give? 7, 8, 9? I mean, I guess probably a 9. That's an indication that at least this person is serious, right? Now that you know this, and by the way, everybody, don't whip this out 60 seconds into it. It doesn't work 60 seconds into your call. Like, before I even introduce myself, how serious are you? I'm talking about, Monica knows what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you're 30 minutes in and you're in these, verbal jujitsu conversations with the clients. Like, what's going on here? So that's a question that can kind of gauge their interest. Then the next thing that you want to find out when you're talking to some of these clients, now that you know that they're interested, is people that if everybody's D1P, right, that's an indication that whatever you're talking about is a little bit too high. So if everybody's always talking D1P, you want to ask them, well, if you had to make a decision based on what you have today, what would that decision be? Because I can always, when your policy gets approved, I can always bump your coverage up at that time. But if you had to make a decision based on what's in your checking account, savings account, and whatever money you got hidden around the house, in the freezer, or under a rock, or whatever you got going on, what would you do? What decision would you make? Well, I mean, if I had to make it, I want to have $72. So work on not wasting time and work on Social Security billing. One other thing for the 20K writers that they're pretty good at doing is referrals, right? Because what referrals do is they allow you to have access to more people with shorter dial time. So your talk time is spending talking to people who are more interested. And last thing, don't be afraid to quote what a person qualifies for. Sometimes when I'm listening to you and others, I notice that you're listening to what the client says, and then you'll give them options. Have you noticed this about the way that you close? And you'll say, 10, 15, 20. Sometimes I hear you say, or, well, based on what you're saying, but you never even told them what they qualified for. Now, and you know how to do that. Hey, listen, I'm not saying that you have to take all of it, but good news, you've been qualified, you've been pre-qualified for 50,000, whatever the max is. You can take all of it, some of it, or a piece of it. Monica, I want you to say that every time. I don't hear you say that a lot. It's almost like, especially if you're listening, you're like, I think they might be broke. Don't try to count their pocket. Let them know what they qualify for, because once or twice a week, guess what somebody's going to say? Same thing that Mallory's guy said. Oh, really? I get 100,000 for $900 a month? Yeah, I'll take it. That's the person that's got VA disability. They got a pension, right? They worked at Ford. They got 3,000 coming in. They retired as a firefighter, so they got their fight. They were a firefighter from 20 to 40. Then they went to Ford. They got $6,000 or $7,000 coming in. House is paid for. The only thing they care about in their life now is their kids and their grandkids. So they're like, hey, whatever. If I can give them 100,000 for $800 a month, I'll do it. Those are some. Can you put those into play?
Yes, I can put those into play. One more thing, just one
Sure.
more. Maybe one day we can have or listen to Molly, India, or Chris's call. I'm just saying, if they, I'm just saying, hopefully, I'm so curious because I know it's something that they're saying that I'm not saying, and not just what they're saying, but how they're saying it that I'm not saying, because somehow I'm not getting it, and I want to get it. So that's just,
When is the last time you've listened to Marty Stevens' Day in the Life?
I did. I actually went through. I went through that last week. I listened to the whole thing. Yes, I did. Yes,
So
sir.
what happens is, the reason every once in a while I'll do it. I'll grab some top performer and I'll play it. Every once in a while I'll do it. The reason that I did that with Marty, because that's something that's just universal. So Marty's a person that's written 20,000. You can look her up in the record books, and she's yesterday's Molly, if you will. So the reason we put Day in the Life together is for that reason, so that you can hear what it sounds like to bring the PEC to life. So, and by the way, the Mollies of the world, it's not that what they're doing is some big old secret, because Molly actually is fairly textbook. Now, sometimes, as you listen to everybody, they all interject their personality. So Molly's PEC is going to sound a little bit different than yours because her personality is a little bit different, but they're all running on that same track. When Marty did Day in the Life, she kind of downsized her personality a little bit so that people could see what the PEC looks like on a more universal level. If Marty did hers, Marty's got some Martyisms, and if she was doing pure Marty uncut, even her PEC would have a little bit more Marty in there, but that's a good model to follow. If you listen to Day in the Life and you model Day in the Life, that's going to be it, because other folks, all they're doing is following the PEC with a little more a little injecting some personality, and that's in it. But we'll look at it. Maybe we'll have a special session for those that are looking to get to the next level, or maybe even aspiring to get into coaching. Maybe we'll have some special training classes where there's just 10 or 15 people exclusively invited for some advanced training. Maybe our national trainer might even do a class like that. And who knows? Maybe in that small exclusive setting, a couple of
Yay!
a couple of recordings of top producers will be shared.
Henry,
Yes, sir.
you brought something up, and I always wondered if I was very coachable or not. And I just got to thinking that I was very coachable. I still am very coachable. But back when I was 22 and I started, Mr. Racine, of course, he had no agents. His wife was the secretary. You've heard this story. And he hires me. He was in a second career, had just gotten into insurance 4 or 5 years before I arrived. And he told me back in 1977, he said, Rory, you can make $100,000 a year at this job. Of course, it's straight commission, no leads. And I believed him. I was crazy enough to believe him. Do you know what I said to myself? I'm going to do everything this guy asked me to do. Everything he asked me to do. Not one thing missing. And if I don't make it, I'm going to blame it on him. So that's all I did. I did everything he asked me to do. He said, I called him with an underwriting question one time. And he said, Rory, that's in your book. Put the seat, I'll never forget this, put the seat of your trousers on the seat of that chair and don't get up until you learn all this information. He scared me to death. I sat down and put my trousers on the seat of that chair, and I mastered every single product guide we had. I mastered every bit of underwriting. So by today's standards, I would master AmAm. Everything that they have in their guide, master that. I've mastered Transamerica. I master all these companies. So that's one pretty big, important thing you need to do. And then, so I was coachable because I listened to the guy. So I don't care if you guys do everything we tell you to do. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. But number one, master the underwriting guide. All this stuff. Follow the PEC. Master SLSU. How many times have we said SLSU isn't something you go through once? You know when you stop going through SLSU? When you know the entire thing. Everything. How many lessons are in there, Henry? How many lessons?
54.
54?
54.
When you have 5-4 mastered, then you don't have to watch it anymore. You might bet you probably do because you're going to be forgetting stuff along the way. So just do, back to the 20,000, Monica, just do, I guarantee if I was selling today, I'd be hitting 20,000 most days. Because if I was 22 right now, I guess I'd be listening to Grant and everything he says and everything James says. Grant says, get your day organized, chart out your day, chart out your week. I'd do that because here's a guy, an old guy, he's 40 or 39 actually, and he's telling me to do it and I'm 22. It doesn't matter if you're not 22. Meaning a better example is I'm a rookie. I don't know anything about this business. You can be 22, 42, 52, 62, whatever. If you don't know about this business, I'd listen to Grant. Then I'd look at James and I'd say, well, he's a year older than Grant. He's been in this business 15, 17 years. Think I should listen to James? Yeah. Then I'd look at old Mr. Stewart. He knows what he's talking about. I'd listen to him. I'd probably even listen to me. So if you listen to everything we tell you to do and you don't make it, if you're sincere with yourself and you're honest with yourself, you can't blame us unless you really do all of this stuff. But if you do all of this stuff and you're not making 20,000, you're not doing 20,000 a week plus, and you're not making, forget 100,000, 250,000, you can absolutely blame it on me, Henry, Grant, or James. But make sure you're checking all those boxes or don't blame it on us.
Absolutely.
So I was
Okay.
coachable. So yeah, I answered my own question. I was very coachable because I listened to the guy, and he was right. I made 100,000 back in a couple of years after I was in the business. A couple of years, that was back in '77, where 100,000 was like 300,000. Henry, I'm done. And by the way, Monica, that's so nice that you said your child commented on me. I think we should give Monica like some big bonus for that, Henry.
I know that's right. I just gave her some bonus training, Roy. I just gave her a $50,000 bonus with that advice I just gave her. Everybody, you look at the executive team as leaders. And I guess to some extent, we are, right? But the mode that you don't see us in is followers. Every leader was a follower at some point. You got to make sure you're following the right person. And that's what Rory's talking about. You want to be coachable, but make sure you're listening. Be a disciple to the process. So if there's anything, like behind the scenes, You don't see when James or me or Grant has to learn something new. So we're in disciple mode at that point. You don't see when, and Rory can attest to this. Some people say I'm a pretty decent leader. I try, but I'm probably a better follower than I am a leader. I'm definitely a disciple to processes. So when I don't buck the system. I don't fight. It's like, tell me what needs to happen. I'm going to learn that thing and I'm going to execute that thing because I pride myself on being coachable because you have to be both. If you lose the disciple part of your personality, you become arrogant. And when you become arrogant, you stop listening. When you stop listening, you stop growing. And when you're not growing, you're dying. Right? So everybody be a disciple to the process is what Rory is talking about. Listen, put in the work, and you will get the result. Right now, it's time to get those results because we're going to jump.
And Henry, I promise they will. I promise you guys, if you listen to what we're talking about and you do it, and I promise you'll make it. Promise. There's no way you will not make it if you do everything we're asking you to do. Henry, I have a comment though. If that coach's bonus, we're in the President's Challenge week, you guys can all hit your bonuses, but let's take care of our darn coaches. The coaches are pretty nice people. They work hard. And if everybody hits just their first goal, Henry, not their stretch goal, if every team hits their first goal, we're going to have a pretty gosh darn good day. And if everybody hits their stretch goal, we are absolutely going to have a record day as an agency. And there's going to be a lot of people on this call making a lot of money. Henry.
Very true. And one of the first steps to doing that is just everybody get on the phone. Right? A lot of people listen to this call, Rory, get off of this call, and don't even get a phone. So step one, if you hear the sound of our voice, make a phone call, right? Then and keep making them and get your talk time. Get your talk time, everything else will fall in line. All right. We're gonna wrap this call up with a reminder. We don't make excuses. All results count. A lot to say, the more believe, the more believe, the more you sell. If you're not gonna just talk about goals, if you're not gonna just, scream and shout and then walk out, you're going to actually do something, then I want you to say no excuses, only results count as loud as you can in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No excuses,
No excuses.
only
Only results count.
results.
No
No
results.
results.
The same on the
Excuses, all results count. Results count.
No results count.
Nice.
That's